greatly admired George Delancey, but he had too much at stake to risk his neck. The danger was too great. The consequences, should his true identity be discovered, too hideous to contemplate. For God's sake, they would throw him in among the convicts without a moment's hesitation, were they to learn who he really was and what he had done. Buckling on his belt, Murdo glanced uneasily at Sergeant Holmes. The sergeant, he sometimes feared, suspected him of duplicity. Certainly Holmes was prone to watch him, even at times to test him, and was a mite too ready to question his authority, and to meet legitimate orders with a dumb insolence that fell just short of insubordination. His behaviour tonight was typical. Holmes had posted the guard before coming to him to report and receive the order to post extra sentries. Probably, had Captain Barlow not sent for him, the sergeant would have let him sleep on, in ignorance of what, if anything, was afoot, in the hope that he might thus incur Barlow's displeasure. "Where is the captain?" Murdo asked, his tone deliberately sharp. "On deck, or in his cabin?" "In his cabin. I took the fellow who brought the warning to him there. Had to smuggle him out, you see, sir. 'Cause them Irish swine would have cut his throat if they'd had any inkling of what he was going to do." Holmes's expression was smug, his manner self-satisfied, as if what he had accomplished had been a minor miracle. "He hinted early this afternoon that he'd something of great importance to tell the captain, but he was dead scared of the others, so I made out I was arresting him for possession of intoxicating liquor, and his mates was wringing their hands and promising to speak up for him. They—" Murdo cut him short. "All right. I don't want his whole history, Sergeant." "What is his name?" Sergeant Holmes drew himself up, looking offended. "McBride, sir. Peter McBride. Like I told you. He's with the captain, and—" "Then let us go and wait on the captain," Murdo said, again cutting him short. The two scarlet-coated sentries came to attention outside the door of Captain Barlow's day cabin, and Holmes knocked on it loudly. "Sergeant Holmes, sir, and Mr. Dean," he announced. "And not before time," Captain Barlow greeted sourly. He was only partially dressed, a thick flannel nightshirt tucked into the waistband of a pair of soiled white duck trousers, from which his stockinged but unbooted feet protruded in an oddly obscene manner. There was a pewter beaker of rum at his elbow. Already almost empty, Murdo noted with contemptuous disapproval. The second mate, Charlie Lawrence, stood alert and fully clothed at his back, a pistol in his hand, and the convict informant, filthy and unshaven, crouched between them, eyes darting from one to the other as if pleading for their compassion. "Thanks to your sergeant's vigilance, mister," Barlow went on, addressing Murdo, "a dastardly plot to seize the ship and murder us all has been uncovered." He gestured to the cowering prisoner. "This man risked his life to bring us warning, but you, I venture to suggest, will try to tell me it's a false alarm, and you knew nought of it." "I knew nothing of it," Murdo conceded. "But with my men posted under arms and the hatches closed, what can the convicts do? They're fettered and unarmed. They've no hope of taking the ship, Captain, still less of murdering anyone. The captain interrupted, red with annoyance. "The swine are armed, mister. Tell him, McBride. Tell this disbelieving king's officer what you tell me, for God's sake. I want action, and I want it now." The convict responded with ingratiating eagerness. He was a thin, slovenly-looking man of uncertain age, his appearance rendered the more unpleasant by the privations he had endured, and by the fact that, although all the prisoners were permitted to hose themselves down after exercise, he had clearly not taken advantage of this concession for a long time. "'Tis a God's fact, your honour," he asserted, "like I'm after telling the sergeant here. More than a score of men have armed themselves. They've made clubs, sir, so they have, with slats taken from the bunks, and the priest, Father Joseph, has a pistol. Sure, he keeps it hidden, but I've seen it with me own eyes. And some of them have filed through their leg irons, and honed them to make knives and the like." The whining, heavily accented